Hey, hey, hey. How's it going? Gnome here, server X160. Proud member of Blackgate Asylum, the best guild there is. Actually, really, really strong, talented players. They know what they're doing. I swear, they're really good. But hey, I figured I'd bring you a little spotlight video here. This clan's going to be released here in about, what is that, 10 hours or so? No, 8 hours. So figure I'd get this out ASAP so that you can kind of see what these clans are like a little bit before we get into it. And then, so maybe it'll help you make an easier decision on which one is going to complement your teams if you want to try any of them at all. Maybe you don't have any marksmen available, because one thing you got to pay attention to is the release order. And notice we had both of those assassins released pretty quickly, and then right before that was the Dyer. So this is really quick marksman turnover. I was trying to ascend the male Dyer. I'm happy I didn't, because I figured I'd wait a day to see who was going to be released, and lo and behold, we got another marksman. So probably, I'm guessing the next release will probably, it was a special event for a mage, so maybe just the next summoning circle, I mean the orange crystals, it'll probably be a mage, I'm guessing, because, before that mage, wow, it's been since there was Kojiki, and then the Arbiter, and then we haven't had a mage in a while. So I'm guessing the next one's going to be a mage, and then they'll probably do another tank, and then go from there. So, but hey, this is what we got: the Marrowborn. Sorry, Marrowborn. What am I thinking? It's still early. I just drank some coffee. So here's the male. Looks pretty awesome. Has the weird bone structure sticking out everywhere, also with the sinew and the muscle just basically turned inside out here. And he's got a bow that looks connected to him, like part of him. So his left hand is his bow. All he has is this appendage to move it around. I'm not sure what he's shooting here, but he looks pretty awesome. Let's give him a little preview. Coming out of the ground. Nice little somersault there. Oh, he summoned his bow. Nice. Or I guess created it. Ooh, got some like bone arrows flying out. Pretty basic design, it looks like, but also all the attention to detail on the muscle and stuff, especially on the back of the skull and head there. That's pretty cool. Looks good. Looks good. So let's get into his abilities. We have oh, he's a marksman and he's in the entertainment district. So if you need a champion for um, getting your districts up, he's a good one. So let's start with the passive, lethal perception. When an enemy's current constitution drops below 70% for the first time, triggers perception and deals damage equal to 550% of the caster's strength. So that's a pretty good amount when any enemy is current. So as soon as somebody drops below 70%, which is going to happen a lot with female Dyer, this triggers and deals an extra 550% strength, reducing the target's constitution cap by 30% for 10 seconds. So I guess so if their constitution is 200 million, it'll drop it by, what is that, 60 million. So not only will it deal the heavy damage, but it'll drop the cap even lower for 10 seconds. And 10 seconds is pretty much the duration of a battle most of these days with the current meta. So during this period, the target's chance to take a crit hit increases by 20%. So, wow, during this period, the target's chance. I guess whoever he's targeting, if they're below 70%, they have a 20% higher chance to take a crit. So their crit rate reduction is basically reduced by 20%. Um, Wow, this guy's pretty awesome. He's going to be critting, good damage, lowers their constitution cap, for the first time. Wow. I wonder if he's going to do better against a resurrection team because they repeat the 70% for the first time quite often. Uh-oh. That could be bad against male Estorir if you think about it. Good counter there. Extracts, this is the active, extraction curse. Extracts the target's marrow, dealing damage equal to 720% of the caster's strength. That's a lot again. So he uses his active on his target and applies silence for 4 seconds. That's significant. Silence for 4 seconds could potentially interrupt an active there. The extracted marrow restores 30% of the lost constitution. So I guess 30% of his constitution that's lost. So say he's down 100 million, he'll regenerate 30% of that. So I guess 30 million, which is pretty strong there. It's a heal basically. We'll see how it does in gameplay. When other enemies' current constitution is lower than 70%, these effects will also be triggered on them. This is so nuts. Think of this, 720% times all 5 enemies, which potentially have the potential being below 70% due to the enemy team taking the female dire active. So, wow, that's crazy. So, imagine when he uses his active, it applies to everybody. So they get all silence, he heals from all of them, and they take a ton of strength damage from him. Wow. Alright, I think I know who I'm going. At least to pair with female dire, because it's just going to make the meta with this guy basically as well. And he's a marksman, so he gets the sprite, bonus, which is nutso. They have to like. Okay, let's just get to the ultimate. Marrow mutation deals true damage. True damage. Looks like you're going to want a pure heart on this guy. He doesn't have a lot of attack speed, so you're probably going to have to boost his attack speed. Because did you all see any attack speed during this? Triggers it's a strength, constitution cap, takes more crit. So he's going to need a rapid shot, maybe an agile if you want to drop that on him, so that because you got to have him get this active off. That is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Uh, so the ultimate again. Wow, this champion's nuts. I would already go brutal because he's doing true damage with his ultimate, pure heart, agile, and then maybe a defensive one just so he could stay alive at the beginning. So I'll probably go energy harness, brutal, agile, pure heart, just so again he can proc that pure heart quickly, and the agile is going to allow him to accumulate energy quicker. So yeah, that's nuts. Wow. Sorry, I'm blown away by this. This champion is so strong paired with female dire. It's gonna, or anybody that gets a enemy's constitution lower than 70% before. So he's gonna go really well with female serpentine as well. So I might drop her back into my first team so that she could just quickly get somebody's constitution below 70%. Then when his active goes off, bam, that's disgusting. Not to mention she's being fixed in this patch. Sometimes her combo between her passive and active wasn't going off, so they're fixing it. Wow. Wow. Oh, there's still more. During the mutation, the target cannot receive healing from their allies. Okay, maybe they can self-heal. Come on. So not only is it 1,000, or it's basically 10 times. So if he's got 10 million strength, it's going to be 100 million damage from his act or from his ult. True damage. True damage. That's going to do so much. And it causes them to mutate for 10 seconds. So again, it's got this really long duration. 10 seconds is a lifetime in this game. During the mutation, they can't get healed from their allies, so I'm guessing they can self-heal again. So this adds benefit to a lot of self-healers or people that drain. During the mutation, the target cannot receive healing. When other enemies' current constitution is lower than 70%, these effects will also be true. This is ridiculous. This is mean. This champion is going to be with every female dyer. It's going to be with every, oh my goodness, probably going to be linked. I'm going to link this champion because it's true damage to either a male Kojiki to get the attack speed, the damage bonus, and the extra damage bonus and the silence protection. Not to mention, he's silencing too, so that just adds a lot of silence to a team. So probably going to take out Romulus from my team 1 and add this guy. That's what I'm going to do. Definitely meta with male Askavarg as well. So, and the thing is, it doesn't require positioning where female Dyer does, but if you pair it with a female, oh my goodness, so do you want to do a little strategizing real quick before we go to the female? Okay, when enemies, it applies it to everybody. This is a disgusting hero. This is unfair. This is just ridiculous. So let's look at some synergies here, okay? Um, so I'm gonna drop down. These are some old ideas and whatnot. We'll replace it. You can hit this little arrow here to recall all the champions. It's not going to delete them all or marry them all off. Don't worry. There's no assigned marriages. And what else do we got? Okay. Let's just think of some cool synergies with this champion. Definitely, let's look at the meta first of all, how the meta is going to evolve. Definitely Mel Escobar, big part of the meta. Would be nice if I had some more keys so that I could get another champion slot open. That'd be really cool. And maybe if they make them a little bit more affordable, I'll spend some of my Lith bucks towards them. That'd be nice. And thank you for everybody who subscribes, because if I can hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll be able to get more rewards, so I can just kind of do more stuff, bring you more high-end videos for everybody that's playing at a high level or who wants to be part of that. It's really fun. So we got this guy. Let's see who else we're definitely going to have. The female dyer. Let's get in the back row. And I had the Melko Jiki, that's why Farouk's not available. But let's bring female Dyer still in the back row so that she can get the buffs. But let's have a substitute for the new champion. And I'm just going to do this dude, male stone thrower. So he's going to be getting the buffs. And remember, the new guy doesn't have any protection, so or attack speed. So giving him some more attack speed is going to just allow his active to go off quicker. That's my theory behind it. More attack speed. The more you slow your enemy's attack speed, you'll be able to get your actives off quicker. So this is a big deal for y'all. So, and then look, with the male Kojiki in this position, he's able to bring not only the 20% extra damage from his active that's in the aura to the new guy, but the new guy doesn't really need to be in any special positioning. Or, since the female dyer can dodge more often, you could do something more like this, given the new champion possible positioning for the active for Melko Jiki while still getting the attack speed bonus, which is like 50% or 30%. It's significant. So then you could replace agile with something like aggressive, because remember, he's doing true damage. So the more strength, the more damage you got there. Oh, it's beautiful. You really want to stack him with damage. Or maybe Plume Dance for a higher potential of crit on all these abilities that he's going off on everybody. That's a good one. Yeah, I'm probably going to go Plume Dance on him, especially if he's amplified by Melko Jiki. So I'm taking Romulus out of the group, but I still want to keep either my abilities for the champs to get more crit from Male Corbett, especially since they're fixing him. So his active will be fixed, and he's going to be able to attack everybody again with his active, which will be nice. Um, or you want quick damage. You don't really want. My female Nereid isn't so much quick damage. She's more sustained damage. Um, and this way, the female Dire is also getting the 20% boost for damage from the active from male Kojiki. Um, yeah, oh my goodness. This is insane. So instead of maybe female Nereid, I'm going to go maybe male Corbett. Or if you have the female Selphos, you can potentially, she's got the defensive mechanism like similar to female Dire. So she can shoot her ink and it reduces people's hit, which also helps the defensive capabilities of female Dire. Um, if you want to go maybe an honorable or an energetic honor, uh, she's going to have the dodge, but if she does get hit, she takes the full damage. So maybe an honorable or a energy harness for the early ability just to absorb that damage with the shield. It's a big shield. Or steadfast if you have steadfast at level 22. It adds 2 times the assume the strength is 10 million. That's 20 million shield. Um, so this is a good team. I like that. If you're really enjoying your void, you can get your void in to also stack people up who are kind of protected from the male Ascavarge, maybe going something more like this, um, or female Dire being okay and having really good damage anyways, enough to bring them below 70%. So all the added stuff is still given to the new champion, the male Marrow. And then the Void's still getting the bonuses from the. You could see I have the Ho trait on the Melko Jiki. So the bonuses and then the sprites from the amplified Hyperion there. And then I think also from the Volko adds damage to the back row. Hopefully we get a Volko event so I can level him up one more time. It'll give me the second skill or trait that they have. That'll be really helpful in competing with people. Oh my goodness. Male Spider does pretty good early damage if you can get him up there or if the enemy is kind of attacking your back row. So you could do something like this because he's also got the energy regen or the constitution regen from his passive. So that could be an option. Or just getting everybody the male Kojiki active and the silence protection. Getting the male Corbett up in there doing that extra damage. I have the impair on him, so it amplifies all the damage that people are taking because he's going to hit the whole enemy team with his active. So applying all that, and then the person with the highest strength, I believe, he hits 3 times, so you're going to be attacking that back row nicely. But remember, we want to really get people down, so I might honestly, since they're fixing the female, get her in here. So maybe something like she does that early damage. The new guy is going to be in the P5 position. She does that early damage, so you want her with that. Female Dire's great to have it with. Um, But this guarantees that his ultimate's going to hit somebody who's attacking fast. The male Ascavarge gets in the whole enemy team. Or you could just amplify something like this. She's going to teleport in anyways. This gets the female dire attacking and launching off her active, getting right up to the battlefield. But I really want this new guy to get up there to amplify his attack speed. So I'll probably go something more like this. Um, just in case it doesn't include the female serpentide. Anyhow, so that's some ideas. Y'all can experiment. Let me know. Post in the comments what you've kind of worked with there. So let's get in there. Let's check out the female now. That male is really cool. He's going to do a lot of good things. I really like that he's easily paired with male Kojiki. He has some life steal so he can kind of keep himself alive a little bit. That's nice. So this is the female. She kind of looks like something from Pan's Labyrinth. Um, that's interesting. One sec. Alright. So she's got, looks like spears that have look bone, made from bone. She's got the flame element going again in that merchant district or entertainment district. She's still got kind of the skirts there with the high shoes. Let's look at the preview here. Coming out of blood. Okay, she bites her finger, pulls out her spear, goes into a cool routine, launches it. Nice. Dang, she's deadly too. Let's see what she's got. All right. Really, really cool designs. I like the pauldrons. Again, the attention to the back of the skull, the spear, the cool flared out face. Really neat looking champion. Powerful marksman. Again, good with the sprite ability traits. Alright, here's her passive. Heart of Valor. When no enemy is nearby, so similar to the female Nereid, a boost that increases strength by 40%. That's a lot of strength increase. So also adding on an aggressive wouldn't be bad. And attack speed. See, she already has the attack speed. So maybe you pair her up with a Farouk. Whatever team has your Farouk. Increases attack speed by 45%. So if you want to keep people away from her then. When an enemy approaches, so when an enemy gets within melee range, just like female Nereid, summons a clone behind the enemy and throws a spear, knocking the enemy towards their side a significant distance. So knocking the enemy away basically back. So I don't know how that's gonna work. Oh, so say someone comes behind her, one of the assassins. She forms a clone, and the clone, I guess, will knock the enemy back to their side of the map. I'm guessing. We'll see in gameplay. But either way, it's a knockback. So it gets people away from her so that she'll get her Heart of Valor. That's really cool. She knocks the enemy towards her side and dealing damage. That's significant. 550% of the caster's strength. This effect can trigger once every 5 seconds. So she's got this defensive mechanism against assassins. That's really good against teams. Once an enemy approaches, the boost effects are reduced by 70%. Okay, so they're all weaker. She gets less strength and she gets less attack speed, but she still gets it when they're within melee range. So that'll be applied to the damage that she'll deal with it. So she's got this defensive thing against assassins or against tanks. So that might be nice because if the male Ascavarge comes rushing in, she'll be able to knock him away with her spear, I'm guessing, and then keep her. But then I guess if an assassin gets on her, she'll have to wait 5 seconds before she can use it again. But the nice part is if Mel Ascavarge comes in, she's going to knock him back really quick because he's immune to control effects, but I don't think he's immune to knockback. We'll find out whenever it comes out. That's really cool. So her active is Shattering Spears. Throws one spear each at the furthest three enemy champions in a fan-shaped area in front. So since she's keeping people back, she looks for the furthest three and she throws a spear at each of them. So it's like female Kavak a lot in that regard. dealing 600% of her strength to the target. Now, well, that's way stronger than female Quebec. And on enemies on the path and stunning them for 1 second. So that's going to trigger things like male Water and Sun's passive to give them more energy. So getting her for a male Water and Sun team is going to be really strong. So think about this. She's got attack speed. She's got strength. So Farouk attached to her, male Water and Sun in the team to give her heals, and she's going to trigger his energy regen, and she stuns him for 1 second, restoring Constitution equal to 25% of the damage dealt. Nice. So she's got a heal as well, so she could benefit from a devout being on the team. Uh, that's a lot. That's really nice because think about that. That's 1,800% of her strength. They stun, so it helps the male Water and Sun, or it helps your Void, your Guardian. So that's going to make the Guardian even stronger. Restoring Constitution equal to 25% of the damage dealt. So wow, that's really strong. Also benefits from hulking, sanguine, anything that's gonna rapid shot so she can attack faster. That's really helpful. Cunning so she can get off this ultimate quicker. She's got shadow spears. Oh, and don't forget, if you have Farouk on the team, she's going to do more strength damage because he amplifies by, I think, 25% extra strength due to him being linked from the passive. And that restores Constitution equal to 25%. So the more damage this does, she's going to be rocking stuff. Um, Here's the ultimate, Shadow Spears. Swiftly throws 4 spears at the area where the weakest enemy is located. So finding the enemy with just the lowest constitution percentage, I believe it is. Or maybe it's the total constitution, the lowest constitution. I think actually that's it, just by number. So if you bunch people up with male Ascavarge, or you bunch people up with Guardian Void, all 4 spears are going to hit that area. Swiftly throws 4 spears at the weakest, so each spear deals damage equal to 450% of the caster's strength. So times that's 900 for 2. That's 1,800 strength. Again, the same amount of strength that she did from her active, she's now doing with her. So she might be really nicely paired with the male also, just for quick damage. Because wow, give her a pure heart so she can get this ultimate off quicker, or just get that attack speed up so she can control. After all 4 spears have landed, enemies within the area are stunned for 3 seconds, while damage taken is increased by 30%. So if she goes off before your male Water and Sun's ultimate, she's just going to prep people so that male Water and Sun can kind of take over after that. And remember, male Water and Sun's ultimate, after getting hit 5 times, where is it, 5 times, it triggers a stun as well, a 2-second stun. So this could be really nicely paired with the male Björn Krieger, the polar bear, because he amplifies stun duration. So that would increase it to 4.5 seconds, actually closer to 5 seconds, and deal a ton of damage. So if you have a male Lume in your team with this as well, it's going to amplify her. Then you don't even need the Pure Heart with her or your male Water and Sun. So I might incorporate that into the team with the male Void. That could look really good. So stunned for 3, and their damage taken is increased by 30%. And it's everybody that's got bunched up. Oh, this is nuts. So let's go into synergies and team making mode. We'll use the female stone thrower to kind of represent. Sorry, this is turning out to be a pretty long video for a prediction video, but it's kind of fun to kind of think about who you can pair up with her. Because you could also pair up the male Unmyeong, who has a stun with his active and gets into the back row. He's kind of part of the meta right now, so really hurts me because I didn't get him and I'd like to develop him, but maybe next time he becomes available I'll get him. Uh, though I'm definitely getting this Marrowborn clan. They're really cool. I'd really like to get both of them, and I think I have enough champions to be able to maybe get both of them. So I'm going to aim for that. It could be really fun. I don't know the event that it's going to be, if it's going to be more of a pay to get it, or if it's going to be summoning crystals, because I got a ton of summoning crystals. It'd be nice just to get the summoning crystals, honestly. But so she's got the attack speed. Again, that's why Farouk's good with her to amplify her strength by a ton. Female Lionstone helps if you can get her to go off really quickly. So let's look at a couple teams here. What do you think? That again, we'll use female stone thrower as a fill-in. Do 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 do. Ooh. Okay, let's just use female Kavak. Sorry, I don't have female Kavak. I'm unhappy that her ultimate's broken, so I kind of refuse to use her. Her ultimate says it instantly refreshes her active, and it doesn't currently do that. And I know she's strong enough with the sprite trait, and that was the only marksman available at the time until female Dire. But I really am, if they fixed her ultimate so that instantly refresh her active, I'd be totally down with giving her back bigger and really level. I was a big fan of female Quebec. I like her, but just being broken, it kind of takes away some of the fun. But this newer one's way better because I feel that she kind of does the same things in general, but just stronger. So this is the new champion. I mentioned we would have a Farouk in the group. We can have Mel Water and Sun getting benefits. So if you want, you can have an Ask of Arj in there. And again, Farouk has great defensive abilities, so having Farouk on the front line. This new champion, you want enemies to be away from her, so maybe having her. Oh yeah, that's how we were going to have it, not Meltwater and Sun. So Meltwater and Sun still needs the benefits from being in the back row. Really strong champion for that. Can maybe get the crowd control from the Ascavarge running up in the middle sometimes. So then we could have the Void, but the Void, uh, see, this is where it gets a little difficult. Uh, let's say I don't, let's say I have another stunner, the Panda. I could do something like this. Or, Mel Esterier could be a nice substitute in here. Protecting the Void with having your Meltwater and Sun in the back row dealing more damage. Or let's just put the Void in the back row doing more damage. Meltwater and Sun being protected by the Mel Esterier just so that it guarantees to be able to go off with the ultimate. Or again, we talked about the instead of the Void, you could put a Void on another team, maybe a team with more stun, like something with female Tide, or you could put female Selphos, does really well with male Water and Sun. Protective can kind of go more this route again, or if you have the Ascavarge in here, say you kind of just need more of that push with this team, this could be a possibility. Uh, or Unmeyong being in there, another option is Mel Corbett, given more critical chance, but I feel the females got really great synergy with Meltwater and Sun. So having Meltwater and Sun in there as your healer would be really nice. And she'd be getting shield from Farouk. That'd be really nice. Everybody would be grouped up. But I like the grouping. You could even, instead of Meltwater and Sun, she does have healing abilities. So pair that with Farouk's shield. Might give her enough survivability for some quick attack action. You got the Void grouping people up. So you could even have potentially the Panda. Again, I do like Meltwater and Sun, so I would probably go more this combination with the new champion. Meltwater and Sun in there. Um, Again, the Void grouping them up for her is really nice if you can get that active to go off quickly. So, and I like the shields and protection from Farouk, but say you just want your ultimate to go off quicker, you could have more of something like this, where the panda goes up, male water and sun attacks in the back. You are going to have some issues with Ascavarge, but maybe the voids active can pull back people into the center, into the circle. Um, Again, that stun with male water and sun is really nice. Maybe you don't need people to be pulled back, and you can do something like group them up with male Ascavarge. And if you group them up with male Ascavarge, you could again have a female Selphos for the defensive and the stun that triggers male water and sun as well. Amplifies all that strength damage that she does to the entire team when they're all bunched up. And remember, you wouldn't need pure hearts on this team because you'd have the male Lume, who I'm a big fan of. Really cool healer. The main thing with male Lume is it dispels Volko, or the seal is the name of the ability at the beginning. So having Mealume in there, potentially say you don't even want to bother with triggering Melwater and Sun. You want that Void damage, and Void heals himself whenever he uses one of his abilities. Not to mention you have the healer in Melume, who's amplified by Female Selphos. Female Selphos' ult is going to go off quicker. Everyone's going to get plus to hit from that. That helps the whole team. You're going to weaken the enemy team so they're doing less damage to the Mel Ascavarge. The male Lume is probably going to take a few hits here. So, yeah, or you could even bring the new champion, since no Farouk is here, bringing the new champion to the front row. Because remember, she's got that knockback. So if anybody comes in at her, she can knock them back with the male Ascavarge. So that could be helpful as well. Putting the male Lume in a safe position on the back row, maybe to benefit from strength from a high spirited on somebody, either on him or to also amplify your voids damage, amplify the voids damage. This is a really strong team right here. I would be into that, but I really like the idea of Farouk because Farouk has more survivability. Add shields to the champion to amplify the heals. Also, the stuns help amplify the void. I would probably get more of a healer in here. Make male water and sun more defensive and put them right here. Or you can just bring people up in more a fashion like this where they just walk up normally. Maybe Male Water and Sun getting a couple more hits to be able to get that ultimate off quicker, or to proc a Pure Heart in this case. You'd need to put Pure Heart also on the female. Maybe not the Void, because the Void's active is what you're focusing on with him. And then his Guardian ability, which is just so perfect because the Fear, I think, triggers Male Water and Sun passive, I believe, as well. So this would be really strong. Grouping people up with Male Ascavarge, the weakest enemy definitely being in the back row. Um, yeah, this would be really nice. Because you remember, she targets the weakest enemy there. Or, again, I would probably go this way and build Male Water and Sun a little bit more defensively. I think that would have its advantages. That's probably what I'll do. Farouk fearing people if they get them low enough, and I'm able to benefit from Farouk's being linked to the female Dire in this case. And so this is an idea for another group. Remember, in the team we were talking about earlier, you could have taken out Mel Ascavarge and putting in a stunner. Sorry. So kind of keep that team that we just had in mind. You could have taken out the Mel Ascavarge, put in a Mel Kojiki, because just plan for being attacked by a Mel Ascavarge. But the nice part about this new champion, remember we assumed he was the stone thrower here, is that he hits everybody that's below 70% with his abilities, essentially. So not having a male Ascavar just fine. With that being said, having a void in there just to pull people together, the female Dire in the front row having defensive abilities. You could even go tankless and have the female Selphos like take a hit and have her spray her ink real quickly to lower their uh, though I would probably not rely on her damage instead of more of her defensive abilities. And then probably, actually, I would go something more like this in that case to protect and give a lot of people. I don't want to have the void. Maybe my void's damage getting really strong, so something more like this, just to protect everybody with the silence if a male Ascavarge comes in. But you got the pullback from the void. You got the this guy hitting everybody. Oh yeah. So maybe instead of female Selphos, I'll probably end up going female Serpentide. I've already got the vigor on her, then I don't have to move it around. And then she goes well in any position. So say I did want a tank in here. I really, as I mentioned, I like that male Kojiki being on him. So maybe going something like no void, female dire, and then getting a tank in there. Um, even one of the female female dyers actives are probably going to hit one of the tanks on the enemy team or one of the melee. So having female tied there to potentially pull back an enemy assassin, or if you get all pulled in with, just gets them into the male Kojiki, or doing something like this since she teleports really quickly to attack somebody, and then that lowers their con so that they're guaranteed going to be hit by the new Marrowborn or Marrowborn. Oh, hey there, what's going on? I was just, yeah, and so what a team we have here with the male Kojiki giving amplified attack speed and damage to the new Marrow guy. Female Dire in the back row, so getting amplified damage, get people down. Again, we can use female Tide, which would be nice, or you could go with a male Spider, Panda to stun some people, or just however you want to go with a tank, as long as you can just kind of prevent some of their damage. And again, maybe I think I might use the male Ascavarge for the other team just to make them more competitive. Because this team, again, doesn't really need it. Kind of runs up and you can just fight as you need to. If male Ascavarge pushes into you, maybe having a male Esterier in there is a good situation. Then you could do something. Oh, Melko Chiki, don't leave me. Put him in there right there. So she blinks up and becomes immune. You have the link to the P5, the new champion. Male Ascavarge kind of protecting male Kojiki so he can get his heal off for the new champion as well. The female Serpentide seems to last pretty well into most matches with even just one defensive ability. Or another one could be the male choir being able to help assist in the back line, has the shield that stuns, that also removes the enemy buffs. So having something like that into place, remember he does true damage. Or maybe if you have a female lion stone that can go off really quickly, you can have her up there. So something like this. So she also gets a little bit of the silence protection from the male Kojiki. The female gets in there, getting people low enough so that the 70% with between the female Dire, the silence, and the other female, they can get them low enough, and then female Lionstone would just amplify everybody to kind of just wipe everybody out. Or female Treant even, just to allow a heal, get her to go off quickly so people get damage reduction as well from her ultimate and the heal. So she's an option as well. Let's see, do I have her around here? There she is. like a female Galabar, and then having that additional stun from her ultimate going off quickly is really nice. So that could be an option. Let's see, what else? The female panda, so she could absorb if anyone is taking damage, and this is a high damage output team, so they would be feeding her health very quickly in the battle. So this could be an option too. Sadly, I took the vigor off of her, so I kind of have her benched for right now. You could get the male that kind of sends out little heals. Build them tanky, put them up here. Male Kojiki also heals himself, so you don't have to worry about that. Um, let's keep that Kojiki in there. Um, who else might be kind of nice? Um, you can get a Bloodcraft in there. Like Zyston might do really well in this situation and setup. Um, this guy could have some potential absorbing skill damage. You can control some energy if you want to. That could be a potential. Um, Added shields um, from male. And then he can kind of just last a little longer, kind of absorbing damage from the enemy. Uh, Female Wurdalac, just more quick, and then she has her fear, so she'll fear the front row, but you have to worry about the damage coming from their back row, so that could be a big one. If you're using warriors, having the female Jin in there, so she's protected from their female dire, allow just a little bit longer survivability with that. And again, more survivability allows this guy to just go nuts. So that's an option. You could get the female Kivak if people use her, so when she takes damage, she jumps backwards and throws out her active. Again, doing more damage, which is helpful. They're fixing Mel Dawnbreaker, so I would even potentially have something like this. Female Dire dodging and weaving, male Kojiki supporting with the silence, and then potentially destroying their female Dire in one hit with Mel Dawnbreaker. So that could be an option as well. And Mel Dawnbreaker might help direct the female Serpentide if they fix the ultimate and it does well. So we'll experiment with that. Might potentially be getting my Mel Dawnbreaker back involved, which I'm really excited about. I like that champion a lot. So hopefully this prediction helps some people out decide what champion they're going to go with. Hopefully it gives them an idea of the abilities and what kind of team that they have that these might synergize with. Maybe looking at a Sunbolt action too. I don't have Sunbolt, so that could be a potential. But really awesome clan. I'm excited. Hopefully I can get them out and get the companion. We don't know what their clan trait is yet, but whenever they come out, I'll try to quickly release a video on them. That should be pretty fun. So again, if you like this video, toss a like. It helps me get some more people looking at them. If you like my content, subscribe so you can get it whenever I pop it out. I try to stay up to date. And then if you want to know it as soon as I release it, hit that notification bell so you get it right away. And thanks for watching, and good luck with the new clan. Feel free to leave a comment, and catch you next time.